Chapter 3 Aftermath. None of us slept that night. I lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, every creak of the house making me flinch. When my phone buzzed at 3 a.m., I nearly screamed. It was a text from Clara. "Did you hear it too?" I didn't answer. I didn't want to. Because yes, I had heard it. Chanting, faint but unmistakable, drifting through my open window, even though I lived a mile from the hollow. The next day, we didn't meet up at the diner like usual. Josh didn't answer calls. Clara skipped school. Tyler sat in the back of class, pale, jittery, like his skin didn't fit right. Every time the door creaked open, he jumped. By nightfall, news spread. Someone's dog had gone missing. Dragged off the porch, the collar left behind snapped clean in two. It wasn't the first animal that had vanished that week. I biked past Tyler's house the next morning. His mom was out front, calling his name, panic sharp in her voice. Tyler was gone. No note, no footprints, no Tyler. I didn't wait to hear more. I pedaled to Clara's place, pounding on her door until she opened it. She looked worse than I felt. Dark circles under her eyes, hair tangled, shaking like she hadn't slept in days. "They came to my window," she whispered. My stomach dropped. "Who?" Her voice cracked. "The women. I saw them, standing in the yard. All of them. And the tall one. She raised her hand like she was pointing at me." I didn't want to believe her. God, I didn't. But when she said it, I remembered my own window, the faint hum in the walls, like voices pressing in. Before I could answer, my phone buzzed. A message from an unknown number. No text, just a picture. The clearing, the circle of stones, and in the center, 4 shadows. Ours. Chapter 4, Closing in. By the second night, sleep was impossible. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw the circle. The stones glowing, the lamb's eyes rolling, the charred hand clawing its way out of the earth. And behind it, the tall woman pointing. I left my lamp on, phone clutched in my hand like a weapon. At some point, exhaustion dragged me under anyway. When I woke, my bedroom window was open. I live on the 2nd floor. The screen was on the floor inside the room, bent like it had been ripped out. My heart seized as I scrambled to close the glass. My phone buzzed. A text from Clara. "They're in town." I didn't even change out of my pajamas. I threw on a hoodie and I ran. Clara's house was only 3 blocks away. The streets were silent, empty, and every porch light casting long shadows. Halfway there, I slowed. Someone was walking up ahead. A woman, shawl dragging the pavement, veil covering her face. Her bare feet slapping against the asphalt, slow and steady. She stopped at the intersection and tilted her head like she was listening. I ducked behind a parked car, my heart in my throat. She turned. Even with the veil, I knew she was looking straight at me. My phone buzzed again, and the sound was deafening. Her head twitched towards the noise. I bolted, shoes slamming the pavement, lungs burning. I didn't look back until I was pounding on Clara's door. She yanked me inside, locking it behind us. "They followed me too," she whispered. "Last night, in the yard, just standing there." I wanted to tell her I saw the same thing, that it wasn't possible, that it had been some trick. But before I could speak, something hit the window. Not hard, just a tap. We froze. Another tap. Fingernails dragging across the glass. Clara's hand found mine, trembling. Then a voice, muffled but clear, slid through the glass like smoke. "You shouldn't have watched." Chapter 5, The Vanishing. Josh called us cowards. We met him behind the school 2 nights after the window incident. Clara and I were pale, jittery, barely holding it together, and he was grinning like nothing was wrong. "You two need to chill," he said, lighting a cigarette with shaking hands he pretended weren't shaking. "They're just some creepy cult. We spooked ourselves. That's all." "You didn't see her," Clara whispered. Josh blew smoke into the night air. "I saw some weirdos with a goat fetish. You know what else I saw? Tyler running off into the woods without looking back. If he's gone, he's gone. Not our problem." I wanted to hit him. I wanted to scream that it was our problem, that we were next, but the words stuck. Instead, I said, "Just don't be alone tonight, okay?" Josh laughed, sharp and hollow. "Sure thing, Mom." At 2 a.m., my phone rang. It was Josh. His voice was a whisper, ragged and panicked. "They're in my yard. They're everywhere." A crash, glass shattering, and then a scream. I shot up in bed, my heart hammering. Josh, get out." Static. Then faintly, chanting. I didn't think. I just ran. Hoodie, shoes, out the door, sprinting through the silent streets until I saw the glow. Josh's house. Every light on, windows wide open. His front door hung broken, one hinge torn loose. Inside, the living room was chaos. Couch overturned, papers scattered, blood smeared across the wall and a handprint that dragged downward. I heard it then, upstairs, a thud. I crept up, every step groaning under my weight. Josh's bedroom door was open. He was in there, pinned to the floor, 4 women in veils holding him down. He was thrashing, screaming, but their arms didn't move. They held him like he was weightless. The tall one stood over him, veil marked with crimson thread. She raised her hand. The others stopped moving. Josh's eyes met mine. For 1 second, pure terror and pleading. Then the leader snapped her fingers. The women dragged him toward the window. He kicked, punched, screamed. Useless. They hauled him through the glass, but the glass didn't break. It rippled, soft like water, swallowing him whole. When the window stilled, they were gone. All of them. Josh's room was empty. I staggered back into the hall, my chest heaving. My phone buzzed in my pocket. I pulled it out with shaking hands. One new message. A picture. The clearing. Josh kneeling in the circle of stones.